Live on a Mercury day, about to give a speech. I am the High Priestess Phoenix, spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil, messenger of God, the first child of God, reincarnated. I am the Lilith. Today is Wednesday, and oh my God, Becky, as if I wasn't having the most excruciating day. I get on the internet and here comes Russ trying to fight AI artists. Listen to this. This is what he said. And this is so epic, bro. It's such a projection. Fucking epic. It got me off my high horse. And, it's like, where do you take all this? I dump it on him. I use all this fucking terrible energy and I take it out on the devil himself. I fight for good. Anyways, this bitch. Always this bitch. Why do you even get on the fucking internet? This bitch came out and said, you're building product, not creativity, is what he accused, I don't know. It was all out of context, but basically he was talking shit about these AI artists. And I had to look through the comments to even know what the fuck he was talking about. And I did see something about, Timberland coming out with an AI artist, and I didn't know exactly what that meant. And it's just such projection. Like, you're a fucking falling breed is what it is, and you have no leg to stand on. You, as a person that blows out songs every week, is fucking literally rolling out a product. No creativity. And now you're complaining that they can find a fucking computer system to do your job for you? Isn't that so American? As a consumer, myself, who likes to hear good music, do you think I give a fuck where it comes from? As long as it's good. It doesn't have to have a face. It doesn't have to have a face. I said that. Now, I made this whole video last night about lack of respect, especially for him, but all artists. And I said, I can't think of one person that I would pay. I would give my money to entertain me. Because that's what you are as an artist. You're an entertainer. You are a performer and an entertainer. You are not a true artist as those that create on solid ground. You are a singer and a songwriter. Maybe you're not a songwriter, but you are a singer, which makes you a performer. You're a performing act. And when it comes down to it, who's paying for this performance? What am I paying to see you do? Okay, now these guys are singers, rappers, whatever you want to call them. I said, I'm not paying for any of this. You're not worth my money. My hard-worked money is not worth giving it to a clown like you that's not going to entertain me. I don't find your music entertaining. Nothing you do on that stage is entertaining. Nothing that comes out of your mouth is entertaining. Right? Is what I said. Then I found out that Coldplay had a fucking concert last night. I would have bought a ticket to that. The pictures that came out of it, out of the fucking Mile High Stadium, and fucking, it was all fucking butterflies and unicorns and fucking rainbows, and I love their music. I'd have bought a ticket to that shit. As far as a rap fucking show, it's a rap, bro. I don't want to sit around a bunch of angry, hating, greedy, materialistic, egotistical, came here with an agenda type people. People that go to rap fucking concerts, bro, have an attitude to begin with, out the gate. They got an attitude. They're there to prove something. They want to yell and scream somebody else's cuss words into the sky. They want to yell some fucking, some dirty language into the sky. That's what rap is all about, right? It's a rap. It's not positivity. It's all based on negativity. People that buy tickets to it are buying tickets to be negative. They want to dress up and go out there and show off for a bunch of other negative people. Right? Now, is that what was happening at a Coldplay concert? At a fucking Taylor Swift concert? At an Ed Sheeran concert? Right? No. They're having an experience in their emotions. A lot of great experiences. You rappers come out and it's a rap. Your one emotion is anger and fucking jealousy, greed and envy. Going back to it, do I give a fuck who's on the stage when I bought a ticket to general admission that's in the nosebleed? Do I really care who's on that stage, or did I go to vibe? Am I a psychotic person that literally came to see your actual human body? I want to pay Russ's tickets for Red Rocks to be close, to be anywhere in the first 100 rows. The first 15 is over $600. The next 15 is $300. When you get past that, you can get a $200 ticket. The cheapest ticket you can get to in there to see him, and it's not him, it's Red Rocks, is over $100. They go for the experience. If I'm going to go up there, I want to have a great experience. Okay, this is not what's going to happen when he goes up there. But in the essence, this is what we're talking about, right? That's why they sell big numbers. That's why they play them on the radio, because they're a vibe. Now, going back to this, and again, this has nothing to do with my day. I already had a shit-ass day. Do you think we care that you're being replaced by fucking computers? The computers make better music than what we want, and then they could put on a light show, and they could put on a digital world, and we don't have to pay hundreds and thousands of dollars for you to stand up there for 15 minutes missing your cue and walking around sweating. And as I watch this disgusting interview, like every other one, all I want to know is, where's your fucking hair product? Where's that favorite thing I love that's posted on your page? That really cringe video of you and your mommy and your famous hair product. Why are you always a bushy bitch out in public? You're going to be seen on camera, and this bitch don't know how to brush his hair and make it look pretty, but he's going to sell a hair product? No, instead he's out there taking on invisible artists, digital artists that don't exist. Like he always is. I listened to your fucking, your speech for indie, you know, what is it? Your indie fucking, your indie award. And what'd you do there? Complain about the fucking industry. You're nothing but a complainer. People that love to complain love you. They love what you're talking about. I just can't. Anyways, so that was you. And I think you're a fucking punk every fucking day of the week. And I already had a bad day, and I can't do this. I realized that today as I stood at work. My biggest challenge in this world is dealing with God's kids. How fucking dare you put me out here like this and expect me to be nice to these motherfuckers? How dare you, God, expect me to come out here and be nice to them? I am not Jesus Christ. I will show kindness, but I will not be nice. Niceties are fake. I had experienced so much in an 8-hour shift. By 4 hours, I realized the shit on Saturday. How long am I going to last? When she told me that I'd have to turn my cheek, I'd have to just, take things in and not say anything. And that's what it means to be in a professional team environment, right? Do I have a problem with my with my clientele and with I guess you call them no, they're clientele. You know what I mean? Residents. There we go. That's the right word. New words. Do I have a problem with my residents? No, only the ones that are breaking the rules and making it difficult for the other residents. I have a serious problem with the workers and their lack of, integrity behind the job that they do. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And by doing this, by being put in this position, I realize that that's what it means. I can't just be anywhere. I can't, I had that same conversation, Russ, at work. I said, they're looking for a trained, They're looking for a trained robot that can sit here and clock in and do their job and just, check the boxes and go home. And that's what it is, They want an AI employee. I'm not that. I ask too many questions. I want to know why we're doing it and why it's not being done better. Why we're doing it this way and why it's not being done better. Right? Simplistic things, dude. I had a really rough day, bro. I watched this This person this property manager I've heard the war stories that this whole property sucks because of this manager. And I was asked to sit at her property and not say shit and just watch her suck. Don't say shit. We're just going to watch her today. We're just going to shadow and see what's going on over there. The only way I could make it through my shift is I ran from this bitch and I cleaned that whole property for the 4 hours I was there. I had to run, but everything I saw made my skin crawl. And the reason I had to clean the property, because the second I went to get on the computer at fucking 9:30 this morning, the fucking mouse and the fucking phone were so fucking filthy, I was gonna die. And I started there, and before I knew it, it had been 4 hours. I'd spent that much because it was so fucked off. It was so fucked off, right? And not while I'm cleaning, I'm watching and I'm listening, and the unbelievable shit that I hear that this person's getting away with. I have both of my district managers on property with me, and I don't understand how this person still has a job after today. And what I'm stressed out about is I'm supposed to work with this person for 3 days next week. The fuck I am. And that's where we came down to this moment. I got a review tomorrow. I'm like, look, I can do all this. What I can't do is sit behind poor work habits like this. I can't sit back. What am I going to do? I can't do this. And that's me personally. And that's what happens to everybody that goes to that site. They said, and that's exactly what happened. I was like, I don't respect them. The one that's running the other, that's running the other part of our property, that, you know what I mean? I have no respect for that one, because that one said, I refuse to go to this property and you need somebody stronger and I'm not that person. Okay, so you're not strong enough to handle this property, so I ain't got no respect for you. And then I get to the property and you let this person run it like this and you won't do nothing about it, so now I have no respect for none of you. How long am I going to hold on to this? How long can I hold my cool, is what I said today. I remembered what Steve had told me. Steve had told me in the hotel industry, he said, to be the best customer service agent, you have to be the best actor. And I looked him dead in his face and I said, I never act. That just shows what you do behind the desk. I never act. They're asking me to act like I ain't seeing it. They want me to, according to them, just watch it and report it. Just snitch. Just keep snitching until something happens. You want me to just keep snitching on this bitch? You want me to watch her all day and snitch on her all day and do all the work that she's not doing and just snitch on her? You're kidding me, right? You hired me to do this? Or this is what you expect everyone to do, and why you can't keep anyone over at that location, and why it looks like it's about to bomb the whole district. As I started cleaning, I'm getting this, my intuition tells me they're going to get an audit. They're going to get an inspection. Because I'm like, why am I doing all this? They're like, they're going to get an audit. They're going to get an inspection. So then we have one of our team calls later on in the afternoon, and that's exactly what they say, is that they're doing inspections. So here I come, and after I did it, I was like, I said it. I said, I want them to be caught on this one. They needed to be audited on this one first. You know what I mean? These guys are trying to pretend like the whole district is good, but they got one really bad apple right here that they're trying to hide, and they're putting people in it, and you know what I mean? People are getting blown out of it. I was like, that's the one they need to hit. They need to come here. If I wouldn't have cleaned that, just the entryway, bro, the entrance of that, they would have failed immediately. Let alone the actual customer service and the protocols and the procedures that needed to be put in play, the SOPs. None of that is being met. If I wouldn't have cleaned, they would have failed to begin with. But that's just the doorway. That's just the entranceway into the office. So I can touch you know what I mean? You can touch, you can sit down and it's not going to, you're not going to get some kind of disease. I was so upset about this. How did we become such a society where it's everywhere, where you're just supposed to turn the other way? Like, we're not supposed to act like Russ just picked a fight with an AI system, that he's not feeling threatened by a computer system that can do exactly what he does. How do you make music, Russ? You make it on a computer, correct? You take somebody else's, you mix their beats, you do it all on a computer. The only thing that comes from you is your low vibrational vocals and the words you're saying. You're not saying anything. So why? I mean, someone like you definitely should be worried about someone like me or a computer to come in and take your job, show you how it's done. How that note is very low vibrational. Let's take it up a couple octaves. How that sentence is very low vibrational. It's not very positive. Let's change those words to what the general public likes. Yeah, someone like you, yeah. And that goes back to this, you know what I mean? There's people like you that I see on a regular basis, bro. Mediocre. And you want to stand out and you want to be acknowledged for all your hard work. But yet, when it comes down to it, what work is you doing? All the extras. You're just doing, you know what I mean? You're the illusionist. What did you say? It's about pushing a product, not creativity. And that's exactly what fucking Allie's doing over there every week. Just pushing a product. That's what you guys are doing. There's nothing creative. You're just keeping the ball going. Because if you stop making music, you stop pushing your product, you stop being successful. So you just keep pushing it on us. And it's not what we want to hear. It has not hit the radio. I still don't know what a TuneCore is. But congratulations for your award as a trailblazing indie artist. You got an award for mediocrity. If you wanted a major league award, you would have played the major league game. What happened when you were in the major leagues? You couldn't follow the contracts, the rules, right? That's why you guys go indie, right? But it's kind of funny because, like, you know, you look at all of these people like Ed Sheeran, Bruno Mars, you know what I mean? All of these ones that are on it, Taylor Swift, who else do they play on the fucking radio and shit? Beyonce and all them, they're putting in the work, so they're getting the results. You think just by putting out product all the time that you get results. I'm looking at Beyonce, it's like, how do you think she won a country award? She's not from the country. You could say that was AI. But in essence, you know what I mean? It was a creative team. You want to stand out for your creativity, but your team blows, and your creativity is never going to shift the scale. Never, never, because it's your vibration. It doesn't match the vibration of the mass conscious. You're trying to make them like you instead of realizing what we like. And even then, there's the lack of authenticity. You're trying to be something you're not so that you can produce something that isn't real to you. And that's where AI comes in. There's no attachment. It can take the data and see what we want to listen to and create the music that we want. I've been telling you punk-ass artists for 2.5 years what we wanted. And why we keep changing your fucking channel every time we hear your shit. We don't want that. The people that stay with you are people that are unhealed like you, that don't evolve, that stay in those low vibrational consciousness of a 16-year-old with an attitude. Royce just released something today and it's garbage. It's just rattling. What is it? He might say it's rhyming, but how is this music? When it doesn't align with the melody, it's not something to dance to. It's not something you find. What are you, a poet? I mean, what is this? This is not the definition of music. You're trying to recreate what music is, and you're wondering why you don't fit into the fucking mold of what music is. And that you can only have these small crowds. They're not even buying the product, they're buying you. These are people with an emotional attachment to you. And no matter if you put out a good product or a bad one, they're going to support you. You don't understand the workings of a business. And apparently a lot of other people don't either. And I had a rough day, and I realized that it comes down to how long are you going to keep your how long can you hold your shit? Simple shit like this today after they stepped out. It's like, I'm the one that asked questions like, why do you go to the bathroom so many times in an hour? And I was talking about someone else, but the girl next to me got very triggered and wanted to explain her very heavy period flow and how she has this, that, and the other. And I'm like, okay, I guess they hired 2 of you. In the essence, why have you been carrying your purse and going to the bathroom 3 times an hour? She's saying it's because of some kind of period flow. Obviously, you have some kind of health concern that would state that you are incapable of meeting the requirements needed for this position. We can't have you leaving the fucking office 3 times an hour to run and spend 5 minutes at each time in the restroom. When we have a limitation of 4 hours on each site, that's not going to cut it. When the property walk alone, once you start walking the property, takes an hour. You're going to run to the bathroom 3 times in that hour? This isn't efficient. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I do believe you're not going to be able to keep up with the pace of this job. Are you serious? Did you say that? I kind of did. I really did. I did. Afterwards, I wanted to say, what's wrong with your vagina? I'm a recovering, child sexual abuse. What's wrong with yours? What are you putting in it? Why can't you hold something? Do you need a bigger I have pads. Is there something you need? Why can't you hold your vagina in for an hour? She's blaming it on her vagina. This is what I worked with today. I can't say that shit in a workplace. I'm going to get fired. You can't say that. I know. What am I supposed to say? I'm just supposed to sit here and act like she's not doing her job because something's wrong with her vagina and I'm supposed to do her job all damn day? That's just the last hour of my day. There was so much of it at all hours of today. What the fuck? How did you leave the same job site as me 10 minutes before me and arrive to the other job site 10 minutes after me? How does that work? When we're both using Google GPS, where was you, bitch? I don't drive crazy. I'm driving dirty. I got to be careful on these streets. It's 2 streets. Go down all the way down this street for fucking 3 miles, make a left and go, 4 miles, and make a left and go a mile. Where'd you go, bitch? And then when she gets there, she's like, I was thinking about it. I probably should have stopped and got me some lunch for lunch. No, you're on travel time. You're not on lunch time. I had a rough day. God's just testing me. And it's not a win or it's not a test is what they keep saying about my evaluation tomorrow. It's not a test. This is a test. This is to make me understand. He's putting me back in the world so I can understand how and where and why and what I need to do to fit in it. I was able to fit in this position. You know what I mean? That's why I said, if I'm behind you, I will be your bitch all day. If I'm sitting here at your property, you're the coolest person. I'll do whatever you say all day. But I'm not going to this property where this girl done said she doesn't want to, she can't handle the job at the last property that you're sending me to. And I don't want to go to that property where this girl, the reason I'm being there is because the person on property isn't doing the job. In the essence, that's what they're telling me is they're going to rotate me between these 3 properties. And I'm like, what? You want me to go to this property where the girl was crying on whatchamacallit on Saturday? And then send out a company email saying she refused to go to property number 2 and that you needed to put not 1 but 2 strong employees at that one. She said she wasn't strong enough for that and you want me to go work under her? And when I'm not there, you want me to go to property number 2 and play the role of 2 people that she says it takes and sit there and watch the fuck shit go down and just play mall cop? Oh fuck. God, what have you done? This is a sick joke, right, God? This is a joke, right? This is a joke. And I looked at them and I said, look, do you know why people keep jobs? Because they're desperate. They need the money. They'll do whatever it takes for that money. They can be quiet and they can turn their head and they can break the rules. As long as they bring that paycheck home to their family, they'll do whatever it takes to keep that job. I said, I don't need this. God gave me this as a challenge. And if I, this is real. I can do all of this, but what I cannot do is tolerate this type of shit. Be quiet to this type of shit. And that's what it is. You want compliance, Russ. That's what they want. They want someone to sit there and not say shit. Just do the job and go home. Get along with everybody, you know what I mean? If anything, and pick up the slack for everybody else. They want to send a brand new, strong employee like myself over to a failing location that none of their other employees will go. And they expect that this will work, while they still have the problem at the other property. In what sense of what structure of hierarchy is this going to work? It won't. So again, I have a review tomorrow to review everything, because that's where it is. I'm supposed to be ready for my next property to be able to do a solo shift. And I'm going to ace this, and then I'm going to tell them about my solo shift and my concerns. I have severe concerns. The stuff we saw today, and they were on there, and that's what it was, is they were going to have a talk with this person, and it was my understanding they were going to blow this person out. Now, granted, there's still a 7-day period where, and that's where I came to it. I went to have a cigarette. I was like, there's got to be something I can do. And I was like, you know what I can do? I can do some magic. What? I can banish negativity. That's what I can do. There's a lot of things I can't do, but that's what I can do. And that's what I realized. I'm going to do a banishment spell. And I'm going to pray to God to get rid of her and the problems that are there, so I can be successful at my new job. And if I can't, then I realize that I'm not made for this world. Meaning this corporation, or, what it is. And that's really it, guys. It's like, I said it on Saturday, you gotta, your foundations, can you break your own spirit for a paycheck? Can you break your own integrity, loyalty, honesty, you know what I mean? Your own morals and scruples just for a paycheck, bro? Mind you, I'm down to the last bit of my money, but I've been through this whole venture with God where I know where the money comes from. It's not from my hard work, but from my belief and trust in Him. And no shit, dude. I saw it this morning. Was it this morning? The other morning when I had to run to the store real quick. I forgot I had to grab something for the kids. I was like, motherfucking King Supers is hiring for like $28 an hour. That is more than what I'm getting. And, shit. I think I could stock something or something else. In the sense of, I know what I need in order for me to be happy. I need to be left alone. I can be in a leadership role. I can be in charge, but I need to be in charge solely. I cannot work with people and their behaviors. I am great with customer service. I am the best at customer service. But when it comes to dealing with incompetent coworkers, as a manager myself that has hired and fired such things, I can't do it. I can't work with incompetency. And as I say that, I see Kobe, and my spirit's giving him the biggest hug right now. Because there's nothing wrong with us. At that moment, it's like, why can't you just be cool, bitch? Why can't you just get along with people, bitch? It's not me. It's them. God created us different, bro. That's Kobe. I'm not going to deal with you. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not even going to give you my breath. I love you, Kobe, so much. Thank you for making me feel like I was not alone, because I fucking felt like I was so alone. I can't. How long can I hide this? I'm not supposed to hide my good characteristics. These are not bad things, dude. I understand that you have disciplinary actions that need to be taken, but you need to take action now before you lose good employees. And that's it. And in the essence, it's like if this happened, I could easily, now that I'm on the inside, is go try a different district. Like, oh my gosh, let me explain why I left there. I went through 2 weeks of intense training for a great position only to be put in a failing fucking property with a bad apple, and I refused. And you guys know me, I'm a Karen. I'll take it all the way to the top of corporate if I wanted to fight that battle, but I don't. And that's what it is. It's like God brought me to this to remind me of who I was, who I am, what my powers are, what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are, and work on those. And that's what every challenge, you know what I mean? Every adventure of life is supposed to be. God brought me to you for all those things. Everything he does, that's what a day, an adventure-packed day is. Ups and downs. So you can see your strengths, you can see your weaknesses, you can see, you know what I mean? It's just irony, right? Like, how could you take Lilith and expect her to play friendly? I'm doing amazing. But when it comes to this, it's like, oh, no. It's bro, the chick is lit, bro. She's literally doped out. She's getting high on the job. She was fucking tweaking through the whole shift. She's not doing any of it. We showed up, dude. We showed up to fucking, you know what I mean? To train, supposedly. She didn't even know we was there. The upper management was already there to train. This chick tried to make us do a vacancy, bro. Move out a whole fucking, like, it's her job. She tried to get me, a brand new trainer, and a trainee and a trainer. She's like, oh, I'm so glad you guys are here. You guys can go move out that, that unit that they abandoned. That's not our job. That's not what we came here for. We came here because the fucking computers and the fucking system's all backed up. The phones are backed up and everybody's complaining about the filth on the property. The person says that they can't deal with it because of all of this, that, and the other. None of that happened today. She was tweaking the whole time. I spent all this time cleaning up a back office, and during our team lead call, she goes in behind me and she's tweaking in there the whole time of the call when she's supposed to be. And during this call, we're learning about an inspection and we're being trained on how to ace this inspection. And she's tweaking in the back. They find out that she's been taking the property keys home, that she's coming on her days off. Her words exactly. She called off sick the other day, but came to the property to do work. What? She was the only one that had fucking access to certain areas. She's running around with, there's supposed to be multiple keys for property managers like myself to come in. We're supposed to be accessing. She has the only pair of keys. She's wearing them on her person. She's taking them home at night. She's coming back. The people on the property are saying that her and her family are accessing the property at weird hours. Right? So all of this is coming as soon as I get there. In 4 hours, I'm being told, dude, you got a whole tweaker. They're doing illegal shit. The lady says that the marshals were on property, and they were on property in relation to her brother, which there's no incident report or anything in the computer system about any of this. And that there's certain properties that have been security locked because they're under investigation. There's no notes of this, bro. She's hiding all kinds of shit, and she's high at work. And they want me to work with this bitch, bro. Are you kidding me? This is all so triggering, bro. All of it. And the trainee that they hired, the bitch said she's in recovery. She's not. Not running to the bathroom like that, you're not. Not carrying a little purse on you everywhere you go, you're not. No way, bro. And she linked up with this other chick real quick. Like, like Jailhouse, like, how like certain people link, like, you know what I mean? And it's just like, oh, are you seeing this? I'm telling my trainer, you don't got to be psychic to see this. Are you seeing this? And she's been at this for 10 years. She's seen everything. She knows how to take it in and not say shit. She is a beautiful fucking unicorn. I'm like, damn, bro, how did God make you? Thank God he put a light with the dark. I was like, I can't be you, bro. I don't even know where to start. And I'm just sitting there feeling like a failure because I'm created this way and you're created that way. And they want me to be like you and I can't do that. She's watching her and not saying shit, bro. She's like just asking kind questions. She's so kind about it. I'm like, are you fucking... In the essence, what can you work on? Softening my approach is what I realized. That's something I can work on. My delivery, obviously. But there's other things I can't bend and break, and that's where you look for. You know what I mean? You look for the compromisable areas. You look for the uncompromisable. You decide what this foundation is built on. Is this built on, and you know what I mean, heart space or mind space? Am I coming from my heart with my anger and frustration that I'm having with this situation? Am I coming from fear? Is it triggering? Yes, all of this. All of this. And this is the things, is I get to have those difficult conversations of real authenticity when I explain to someone where I'm struggling. I'm not struggling with the computer system. I'm a little shy on the phone, but I'm getting it down. I'm doing well. I kind of froze a little bit on that damn iPad. There's a lot going on. I've made too many different passcodes that I'm kind of fucking up there. I want to go back and readjust those. I've got too many in my head. Kind of, little things there, but the system, no. I'm not having problems with the system. I'm looking forward to dealing with more clients, especially being able to deal with, putting me in a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood. My jaw and eyebrows, they really like that shit. You know what I mean? Something to that effect. But, as far as the work environment, you know what I mean? You told me, you sold me one thing and, you sold me, you sold me a lemon. I can make lemonade out of this, but I need a backbone and I need support. I'm going to tell you what my weakness is. I can do this, but not for too long. I can't keep quiet and I can't keep calm when things are being, broken like this. You get new people in that are intimidated and they want to just keep the job and they don't want to stir no feathers, and they'll learn to adapt to, people's environments and stuff. But after I've been trained like the best, you showed me Jessica, she is the best. I work, according to these books. I watched all these videos. I signed off on everything. I've shown you that I can do it by the book, but I want to work with people that do it by the book too. And that comes to you. I can't do that. You know what I mean? There's some things, and that's what she said. I can train you this. I can't train you that. And that's what it is. I don't need you to train me that. That shouldn't be a problem. If these people are trained like this, and that's what they're looking at, is this person was trained outside of her training. So they thought it was maybe a training opportunity. So we were supposed to be there just to see, does she know it or she just doesn't know what she's supposed to do? Is this competency or is this just laziness? You know what I mean? Nah, bro. She knows the job. She's just not doing it. And she's getting away with not doing it. And so they send all these people over there, for 4 hours to do all these works for her. Do everything, but we can't. And you get so frustrated because the list doesn't end. You have a checklist. When you get there, you have a huge checklist. And it's your job to finish this list. And it's impossible to do at this location for anybody. We're already looking at, we need a week of 2 cleaning team to come in. This is supposed to be done daily by 1 person. We need 2 people in a full week to hit the fucking property. You know what I mean? That's just it. It took us 3 of us just to hit the office today. I can do such hard works, but I can't work with incompetent people. I can't be kind to stupidity, ignorance, or, that. And as I said all that, I feel like such a cunt. And then, there's Kobe. And I just, I had to reach out of my body and just hug him like, God, thank you. You know what I'm feeling. You know how I feel. Does anybody on this planet know what it feels like to not be able to fucking conform to the bullshit. No, God made me this way. There's nothing more rebellious than Lilith. Lilith only sees it, you know what I mean, that way. God's way. And that's where I'm sitting there. I'm like, what do you want me to do, God? How am I going to do this? I know what they want me to do. What do I do, God? And that's what it is. Everybody will tell you what to do. But then it comes down to, what do you want me to do about this, God? What am I going to do? This is impossible for me, God. In my flesh, my attitude, my way of life, the way that I'm built, God, I don't think I can do this. And that's where you go back to with, you know, anything's possible with God. I can't do this, God. I need you. I don't know what I need. I need Christ all day, every day to be able to make it through these shifts with this girl. But God, I can't do it for long. You can't hang me on this cross every day with this girl. You got to promise me, you know, salvation after, you know, something, that there'll be a birth after this, a rebirth. If you hang me like this, tell me I'll die and there'll be something better. That I'm not just going to hang here every time I come to work, hating my life, hating my coworkers. I don't mind the job. It's cool. It's a lot to do. It's a good job. It's a lot of intense work. But I don't want to work with, you know, I'd rather do it all by myself than work with someone like this. And that's it, having those conversations with the boss. I did have the first one, and the next thing you know, he sent me over there to assess it. I told him I didn't feel good about it, that I knew it was a shithole, and, you know, I went over there that first one, and then today he's there, and they're gonna, you know, that it looks like they're aware of it and want to do the right thing, but again, they had a bunch of employees that weren't really speaking on it until this girl broke down over the weekend about it. And when she broke down, then everybody kind of, yeah, you know, they supported her, but nobody spoke sooner until someone broke. Really broke, 100% broke. She called crying like, I refuse. And she got away with getting pulled off of it. So then they set a standard, and it's like, look, now that you set the standard, if you've got your strongest employee that can't do it, I don't know how comfortable I feel about getting broken over there. And so I've already had the beginning conversation, you know, and I already talked to them about my ways and how I am and stuff, and that's where it is. It's like, you know, if we can't come to an agreement, then we have to part ways. You know what I mean? This isn't the right position for me. For, you know, a person of my you know, a person like me that has a certain type of personality. And that's kind of, you know, fuck. I wish I could be like everyone else, that I could just, you know, work any job, but I can't. I can't, and that's, you know, exclusivity, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not for everyone, and not everything is for me. I can try my hardest, but when it comes down to certain areas, I just can't. We have our limitations. And going back to the, you know, the brute hard work, that's not a limitation to me. I was trying to move that big ass fucking I didn't even realize the bitch didn't have wheels. The dumpster man didn't put the dumpster back into the, you know, into the spot. So I'm trying to push that motherfucker, you know, back into its spot so I can lock up the gate. And he didn't have wheels, but it didn't stop me from trying. I didn't know it. I'm putting all my brute. I'm not afraid to use, you know, they're like, there's pallets. Somebody left some pallets over there. There's 5 of us here and nobody's picked up the pallet yet. It doesn't weigh that much. I used to have to carry pallets all the time. But at the same time, it's that moment. It's not my job. That's what everyone's walking around doing. Someone else will do it. Someone else will do it. And that's the attitude. And I don't like that. Because who's that someone? Me? And I'm just breaking those. That's that people-pleasing, you know, doormat behavior. If I don't do it, nobody will. No, we're all paid to do this. That's not on me. And that's learning, you know, reprogramming, relearning stuff, bro. Not just going with the fucking program, bro. But reprogramming shit. Even if I leave here, dude, and that's what I mean. I always make an impact. I'm a fucking, dude, I'm a meteor that hits the ground. And it's going to shake the earth. There's going to be tremors after this. Going back to the hotel, I implemented new systems and everything that I made an impact. I changed that place. I made sure that everyone got paid more. I made sure that, you know what I mean? Micro to the macro, bro. I went through that. And that's it too, is, you know what I mean? I'm going to make a change before I walk out this door. My very presence is the change that needs, I bring the change. And as she said, I'm going to use that term forever. The skeletons come out when I come out. All the dead rises when I come out. All the secrets, all of the fucking everything that's hidden comes out when I come around. I am the light. Truth. All the fucking lies come out because I'm the truth and I attract the truth. And that's all those skeletons. The truth is being told. Everywhere. Everywhere, everywhere. And it's because I tell the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. That's what he made me do. And I sit here, you know, it's like, why God? This is fucked up. This is my karma. And that's it. You're chosen. He didn't make another like me. But you have it in you. The same thing that he made, that he created inside of me, is created in you. It was created in Adam and passed on to Eve and passed on to you guys. But the problem is, between Adam and Eve, you lost it. It's still in your DNA. It's still in your DNA. And I'm here to wake that up. All of that Lilith is in there. It's all awake. I'm here to wake up all your feelings, dude. Go through them, clear them out, get them right, and walk the righteous path. And yes, you're going to be better at being Christ-like than me. And that's a great thing. And I will love you so much for it. I love Jessica, bro. How can you be so nice? How can you be so kind? I wish I could. I'm trying so hard. I'm not mean. It's just I'm real direct. And I just, like, I literally said it. Like, why can't you? I mean, that sounds real mean. Like, why do you got to go to the bathroom so much? I know there's a better way to say it. But none of you would even say it. And that goes back to it, you know, those fucking stink-ass fucking people that got in my car without deodorant. You guys would do it and just sit there and breathe it in and not say shit, bro. You'd let yourself suffer and not say nothing. And I know I gotta say something and I gotta try hard, because if I say the wrong thing, you're not gonna talk to me ever again. But I have to say something. And no matter how nice I say it, bro, you're never gonna talk to me again. Because I spoke the truth. And people can't handle the truth. So at the end of the shift, the lady was like, we had 5 minutes left. She'd already been to the bathroom so many times in there. She's like, okay, I'm gonna clock out so I can go to the bathroom. She's all, just go to the bathroom and then clock out afterwards. Meaning she was defensing, making a big deal out of it. It's like she felt conflicted about her bathroom breaks. You should. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm trying to make you aware of how many times you have done this in the last hour, and that you might need a doctor. And that you possibly might not be able to do this position if you got to leave a customer, or, you know what I mean? You got to leave, you got to walk off property all the time to go use the bathroom. But this might not be the right position. And that's what they did. Okay, so we had to do a bank run. She's like, I'm going to use the bathroom on the bank run. What are you talking about? You're handling business. Use the bathroom before you go to the bank. So she comes back from the bank and was like, they didn't let me use the bathroom. I'm going to use the bathroom here. Okay. And it's like, how many times did you watch this lady use the bathroom? I don't know. I lost count. And something like that, just bringing that to... There's so much... I don't understand why the woman was used the bathroom. Both of them were running to the bathroom and people were saying it smelled like smoke. And both of them have vape pens. I mean, I don't want to play detective. I watch a lot of documentaries, and sometimes I think that I am, but I'm just seeing so many things that I'm uncomfortable with, and I don't know how to take it in and where to put it. What am I supposed to do with all this stuff that I'm seeing? Really? Really, bro? Simple shit. What the fuck are you doing? And that goes back to the other person. Why am I doing your calls and you're tweaking in the bathroom? Why aren't you cleaning this office? Why do you have all the keys? Why did you come here on your day off? Why is your family on property? Why didn't you report the fucking marshals being here? What is going on here? Why? And that's where I really flipped out. I came in from the property and she's watching us. She's watching the cameras watching us on the property on the cameras instead of backlogging or doing anything else in the office that needed to be done. She's watching us on the camera. Why are you watching us? I just needed to let that out. I haven't gone inside. I got to go see my family. I had a rough day and I didn't want to bring that to my kids. I didn't want to bring that anywhere. I was trying to decompress. And I'm a pressure cooker right now. I'm going to go pull the cards and see what the cards say to do. Because, I don't know what to do. I mean, I just know that I'm on a timer unless something happens, and all I can do is pray. And that's it. Maybe that was it, Not everything's forever. And that's what it is. It's like, I'd have to stick this out 6 months to get a house. But if I lost the job, I'd lose the house. So maybe this was never a good idea to begin with. Do you know what I mean? And that's it. I didn't, God knew I needed some money, and he worked that out. But as far as what's going forward, it's like he has a plan. This isn't forever. Like, I don't know. I can make things work for as long as they can work. But if they don't work, then God's got to, he's got to make another plan. It's like, oh, you lost the opportunity of a lifetime. If it was such a great opportunity, then why couldn't I stand it? If it didn't bring me happiness, then it wasn't an opportunity. It was a challenge that I overcame if I got out of it. I'm serious. An opportunity of a lifetime brings you happiness and joy. The job I like. It brings me happiness and joy. I feel accomplished. I feel powerful. I feel like I'm useful. I feel like I'm making an impact. I like that. But as far as what they're asking for a lot more than that. And that's not in my pay grade. And that's where everyone's down to, we're not paid for that. That's not my job. It's like, I'm here to do a job, but this isn't what you said in the job description. I told you I read the reviews, and they said something to this effect. Anyways, I'm going to go in and have a meal, and we're going to check out what God says and God's plan. And I was just telling you, not everything is peaches and cream, especially in my world. Hey, I'll talk to you guys later. Oh, and Russ, quit. Just quit. Just give it up. Or just keep pushing the product and shut your fucking mouth. Again, you're just a fucking corporation of fucking music. That's it. There's no authenticity. It doesn't matter. This album means nothing because you're going to keep pushing more product after this. That's all you do. So you're not an artist. You don't know what the definition of an artist is. Apparently. You're running a whole business out of your fucking basement using your mom, your girlfriend, and your best friend. I wouldn't even be here without my best friend. Really? It's so funny. You said that for 3 years, but I never see your friend with you. He's your best friend, but you guys never hang out. Loser. I gotta go. Later, taters.